Black profit, we been in our bag and out of our feelings, securing all the profit. And going outside, don't know what you hearing, so miss me with that gossip. Saying sucker free from up shit, let someone get out of pocket. Whoa, we come from different walks of life, but relate to the same cause. Fighting to live a fight, laid up behind them hospital walls. They focus like a face, but like syringes, sharper than a knife. Take a cookie from the jar, grind it, wrap it in the raw. YBT would stay loyal, no damn miss a prop. Shots to my producers, King Jones, it's a hop. AR with the alley-oop, I threw him up a lot. Far from a corny nigga, I'm the hottest out of cop. I had to boss up for a check, move my fam up out the jets. Draft some key players in my set, sauce with a blue cheese, that ranch. I am a club member, you a guest. Speak of my name, better put respect. Step up to me, gotta come correct. Fuck who got now or who got up next. Yeah, AR the prophet, Charlie Black, a deadly combination. It's been long overdue, I know the streets been waiting. Which takes a lot of patience, cause you never rush straight. This one's for the record, but going down history in the making.
Hey guys, how are you guys doing today?
Hello there.
You on this Monday.
Thank you.
So today is Monday, June 8th, and we have a lot of stuff to talk to you about. June is Black Music Month, so we're going to talk about that, but we would be remiss if we didn't start talking about the things that are currently going on in the country right now. So we want to talk about that, and we want to talk about music. And we have a sweet addition to our show today, AR the Prophet. And I'm going to let Mia tell you something great about him, you guys.
So if you don't already know about AR the Prophet, he is a king for one. Let's start there. He's a king for one. He is a sickle cell warrior. He is an advocate for not just sickle cell, but also cannabis. He is a chef and he is a rapper. So he's an artist. Let me say that, not just a rapper. He's an artist.
Absolutely.
So welcome and thank you for coming on, AR the Prophet.
Thank you for having me.
Adore you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we wanted to first start with everything that's been going on, and we'll tie it into how music has been healing. But it's crazy. It's funny to me how we knew this show was coming up, but we didn't prepare the outfits.
Yeah, right.
Coordinated, because it's just a mess out here right now, and it's like we're starting to see a little bit of change, but I don't know. I still feel kind of hopeless, to be honest.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. And we always kind of see the same little bit of change every time something happens, but then like, okay, something else has happened, and now everybody's going to band together and things are going to be different, and then we see it happen again. So I really hope that we don't have to continue seeing more things like what's going on right now in order for the change to be, sustained change.
Most
But
definitely.
yeah, it's crazy out here.
It is. It is. The whole thing is, man, we just gotta get the police back to protecting and serving the people. Instead of every time they pull people over, them feeling threatened when it's a black person. We ain't out here to do no harm out here. We ain't out here to cause no havoc. We trying to go home to our families just like everybody else. So we just got to get the police to get back to protecting and serving the people, man. Everybody ain't out here on criminal time, so you can't. They got to stop approaching every black person like they out here on criminal time. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And not just the police, the people who
Yeah.
I refuse to believe that they're scared, the people who are calling the police just because it is the reason why they're calling the police. I refuse to believe that they're that scared or whatever excuse they use for even calling the police for something so simple. Like it just has to stop. It's long overdue. This should have been going on. Even if we had to tear up the cities again. I hate that my city was torn up, but it is what it is. Things work for things to get better. That's how I see it.
Well, you just said
ain't no problem for them to pay for that stuff to get put back up, but you can't bring no life back. You feel me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't go to a mother and tell her it's gonna be okay when the cops will kill her baby. You know what I'm saying? Her son, her daughter, or something like that. But you can repair windows that's bashed out. You know what I'm saying? Little fire burns and all that. That stuff could be repaired. But man, it's different when you talk about losing lives. You can't repair that.
It's true.
You said, Mia, just now that you refuse to believe people are so afraid, when they call the cops and say, oh my God, I fear for my life or whatever. And that just made me think of the lady in Central Park who wouldn't leash her dog. And the whole thing, the whole encounter really made me think of Emmett Till and, what happened because of a woman saying that he did something. And I listened, I watched it, and usually I don't watch those videos. I don't want to put that kind of stuff into my spirit in the first place because I feel so helpless in the first place when I look at it. So watching it doesn't give me any peace. But I watched the video of the young lady calling the police on the man who was in Central Park watching the birds, and she was walking her dog unleashed. And she says to him, I'm going to call and I'm going to say that you're harassing me. And in that moment, that she wasn't afraid because if she was, she wouldn't have been engaging him in that conversation. And I noticed how when she didn't get the response that she wanted on the other end of the phone, all of a sudden her response changed to a fear-like response. It was like, oh, he's threatening me. And then it went to, oh my God, he's threatening me. And, the tears and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, like these people aren't afraid of us, but they know how to get a rise.
Mm-hmm.
They know how to get the reaction that they want. And that's what they're going around doing. And I'm not sitting here saying, every white woman is like that or every white person is like that. That's not what I'm saying. But the people who are on this type of energy, this type of wavelength, they know how to say what they need to say and how they need to say it in order to get the results that they want.
I agree with that 100%. I can't even really add to that because I agree with that 100%. Like I said, I don't think that they're scared. It's just, it's so embedded in their DNA how much hate they have for us. And it's really sad. It's to the point that it's underlying and they do things without even thinking. They do racist things without even thinking because it's so deep in their DNA. And it's just as hate is in their DNA, success and powerfulness and all that is in ours, and they're afraid of that.
Right.
They're afraid of that power, but it's just ridiculous, and I feel helpless, even though I have to sit back and write in my gratitude journal and think about the things that I do for in our community. And not just with sickle cell, but with other Black people. The gardener that I use is a Black guy straight from Atlanta. My yoga teacher straight from Atlanta, a Black lady with a studio 5 minutes from me. So I try to frequent places like that to make sure that my money is still being at least circulated in the people that I know. So that keeps me from feeling completely helpless because
Absolutely.
I don't want to drown in helplessness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
like we can't call. Like it's like who can you call? Who can you turn to? You know what I'm saying? when in your need for some real help and you really feel for your life, you know, you're never gonna we're never gonna be the victim.
Right.
In any situation, we're never gonna be the victim.
yeah,
And so it's just sad when you got to think about it like that.
it is. But that's where music comes into play.
Hello, healing for my soul.
Healing from our soul, music therapy. Yes, and you have quite a few songs that speak to healing in our community, um, how we're treated from police brutality to even what we do to our own people. Um, and then there's a song I want you to elaborate, No Unity in the Community.
Yeah.
I see from my news feed, no, we need to ask for this. No, we need to ask for this. Why y'all asking for this? Like, we ain't gonna never get nothing because,
Well,
That crabs in the barrel
scatterbrain.
mentality.
exactly. So it's just crazy. And that's even more upsetting. So tell us a little bit about that song, No Unity in the Community.
Yeah. So I wrote that song. So that song was about 10 to 11 years old. And what I was really feeling at the time, see, because this didn't have nothing really to do with the sickle cell community. It was basically like the people that I grew up in my neighborhood with. You know what I'm saying? Like I always felt like everybody from the family to the friends to just as a community, period, there was no type of unity. Everybody would like people would steal from the people that lived next door to them. You know what I'm saying? Like just small, just dumb stuff. Like I always felt like, and when I say I got a verse on there, when I said, well, I kind of explained how I asked I asked one of the homies to, support my music, and he didn't support it. But then 10 minutes later, I see him going to buy some weed. You know what I'm saying? So he spent $20 on a high that's gonna last for an hour when he could have spent, $10 with this music that's gonna last for a lifetime. And that's the type of stuff that I just be saying. Like people don't support. There's no type of support. There's no unity. There's no communication, and we do all this to ourselves. So when it came to now, that's why I dropped that album right from '08, because like everything that I said, and that's why I call myself AR the Prophet, because everything that I've said has manifested. You know what I'm saying? Like everything that I speak is even relevant to this day. So that song written 10, 11 years ago is still relevant to right now, even with us dealing with a community with sickle cell. You know what I'm saying? There's no unity in our community with sickle cell either. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, but I feel like I'm a rise because I'm a soldier. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you got to be, man. You got to just have the soldier mentality that even though there's no type of unity, that you still gonna be able to, stand on your own 2 feet and do what you need to do as an individual, with or without a community. So that's what I'm big on, making sure I advocate for myself, because I always feel like with or without sickle cell, you know what I'm saying, with or without a sickle cell community, I still have sickle cell. So I still got to advocate for myself. I still got to let people know how I feel, how I'm living. Like I still got to educate my community, my people, my family. And that's where it starts. I feel like if we can get our people in tune with what's going on, how we feel, what affects us, we can all have a better understanding on how we can help each other instead of, tearing each other down and stressing each other out. Like like I told, like I had spoke about recently, you know, our parents naturally, they don't know sickle cell, and the people around us naturally, like our friends, they don't know sickle cell. So it's like when they see us in the hospital, again, they'd be like, dang, instead of wishing us well and giving us some, some encouraging words, they like, dang, you in there again? Didn't you just leave?
Mm-hmm.
Little slick, sly remarks. They don't understand that little talks like that just tear us down instead of encouraging us, because you really can't walk in our shoes, because you never know with sickle cell, and the people that's around us, they don't have the type of information, nor they don't want to act like they have it. You know what I'm saying? To sympathize, not even sympathize, just empathize and understand where we coming from. So that's what I say, man. There's no unity. There's no type of unity. That's where that stems from.
Well, with sickle cell, it's like if you don't have the disease, there's almost no way of really understanding, like what we go through as people fighting this disease every day. Like my mom she's very helpful in, being there and empathizing with me and being supportive with my struggles. But she says to me all the time, I'll never know what it is that you truly go through. All I can do is hold your hand and walk with you. And sometimes that's all you need from people,
Right.
is somebody to just be like, okay, well, I don't know what it's like, but I'm willing to hold your hand and support you through this.
Right. Because so
And
many times people with sickle cell feel alone,
yeah,
I'm talking about even with a house full of family. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? You feel alone
especially if
because
you're the only one in your family who
absolutely.
has it.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're really the only one who feels the way you feel, because it's an internal feeling with sickle cell. And people don't know, even when you get out the hospital, the way you feel internally is like beyond words. And when you feel when you're in a crisis, it's beyond words. So we just gotta have that love, we just gotta have that unity. And I just wanted to address and let people know that that was not what I was experiencing in my communities. No type of unity, and we got to do better. Got to do better.
You said
So go
really,
ahead.
you said something else really important about being your own advocate. Me and Jennifer talk about that all the time, because you are your first advocate.
Right.
I'm in the when I am admitted into the hospital, I might be in a lot of pain, but I'm also educating the nurses.
Mm-hmm.
If when we could visit friends and stuff in the hospital, I would educate their nurses too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Stop it
All the time. Yeah.
I'm like, I know I'm here in the hospital right now, and this has been probably the worst day I've had in a very, very, very long time. Like, it's been the most frustrating stay that I've had, and on top of everything that's going on in the world and everything, going on in my body, like, this has been the most
A lot of stress.
horrifying and stressful hospitalization I've had in a very long time. And I'm always talking about my team of doctors and how wonderful they are. And I come to the same hospital all the time. And I'm here, and they admitted me under a different team of doctors, not my doctors. And it's been madness ever since I've been here.
And just to piggyback off of that, I just got out of a live feeding with a girl that has sickle cell, and we just talked about that. There is no type of communication within the doctors and the hospitals. That's where we're lacking at right there. The communication needs to be. If I come into the hospital and
Read
you're
my
a doctor
chart.
that's on shift, and I tell you who I see as a physician, it's up to you now to contact that physician. Any
Right.
type of way you can get in contact with them and make sure what I told you. Yes, this is my patient. Hey, I have your patient in here. They're experiencing this, that, and the third. They told me that this is what helps them. This is what you give them. Is this correct? Okay, now we get an understanding. Now I could come back and better assist you because I spoke to the doctor instead of the doctor that never seen you just giving you what they think you should have, and they've never even known you. Don't
And
got
that's
no
the whole
trust.
point of having an electronic medical record so that you
Exactly.
it. But in my case, I came in and one of my physicians has given me his personal cell phone number. So I gave that personal cell phone number to the doctors in the ER and, told them everything. And they were like, oh, okay, no problem. We got it. And then when they admitted me, they hadn't done any of the things and they had never contacted my doctor. So it's like, I felt like it was a waste of time.
Right.
So, to get myself through this hospitalization, I've been listening to music. I've been, coloring, doing all the things that bring me back to center because I know as angry as I've been, it would just elongate my stay.
True. The music has always helped me when I've been in the hospital. Always, ever since a kid, and ever since pediatrics, I always had my headphones, my little Walkman. Even as a kid, like that was in my care bag or my book bag when it was time to go to the hospital. I don't mind. I forgot my drawers, my toothbrush, and everything, but I got that music with me. I got that MP3 player,
Music is such a huge way of getting through what we deal with sickle cell. Not just a sickle cell, just period in life as a therapeutic function.
Yeah,
I agree.
It's just something that helps us. It helps you remember things that are good. It brings back bad memories too, but it takes you to different moments where you were in a different atmosphere, and you can pull on those things.
Absolutely.
So, with all of the music that you've written, do you have a favorite song of yours?
I got a lot of favorites. One specific favorite. I get asked this quite often, and I could never like fully just pull one out of the category. So right now, I probably have to say, my favorite right now is "Writing Down My Wrongs," 4th of July, Volume 2. "Writing Down My Wrongs," and that's from this album right here, 4th of July, Volume 2. This was dropped last year, July.
Okay.
In memory of my
Why is
brother.
that your favorite right now?
Why is that my favorite right now?
Yeah.
Because like it's really like a recap of where I was at in my life to where I'm at now, and the whole song is like me writing down my wrongs, and that's how I'm at to where I'm at right now. You know, um, I've had to learn from every single thing that I went through, and having sickle cell, everything is trial and error because it's like you're the only one in your household with it. So, usually everything you deal with, you got to go through it and learn it on your own. So that's where the song basically came from, writing down my wrongs. And the song is just like, um, body needs sleep, but my brain on go. Until I get it right, the hospital is my home. Shed so many tears, do the shit I can't control. Until I get it right, I'll be writing down my wrongs. And that's just real though, like, my body needs sleep, but my brain is on go, and that's usually the reason why we always in the hospital because
True.
where we have a chronic, naturally a chronic fatigue illness, and a lot of patients with sickle cell they don't understand that they have a chronic fatigue illness, and that's why they're so fatigued and de-energized and don't have enough energy to go hang out with the boys, with their girlfriends and just family functions. So until we get it right, what I'm saying, until we learn the things of our body, we gotta, every time we go to the hospital, that's a writing down my wrong. That's like, okay, I believe that this landed in me. Like, like everything that's going on in the world with the stress and all that. So, that stress right now is one of the reasons, land you in the hospital. So it's kind of like we, write down our wrongs. That's where that song came from. And it's just deep. It's 3 verses on there, about 4 or 5 minutes long. It's a good song.
I'm gonna name one of my favorites, just one of them.
Right.
No opioids. Nope.
Nope.
I
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Thanks.
Nope.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that too.
And I've watched some of your videos where you talk about opioid dependency, which is something that I've talked about as well, and how we have become, as a chronic illness community, we have become dependent on opioids. And I want to be very careful with not saying that we're addicted to opioids. It's a dependency. And I think it's something, I've heard you say this because I've watched plenty of your videos where they started as kids. And they're giving the babies and the kids all these drugs, and by the time they get to 18 and put into adult care, their tolerance is off the chain. And a lot of parents are funny about cannabis. I don't want my baby to weed.
Right.
But we had Dr. Hodge on here back in April, and he was even saying, put it on the baby's gums.
Yeah.
So we have to pull away from so much of the opioids because it's damaging long term. Learn how to balance it. If you're in a city with medical, or in a state with medical marijuana, get the card.
Sure.
But you're, again, going back to your song, No Opioids, it talks about that. So
It does. Yeah.
so
And I wanna. The thing about opioids is it's kind of like being just fed up with, like you said, being on chronic. What do they call it? Narcotics.
Addicts.
So it's like I've really struggled with because see I have sickle cell SS, and I really had like the bad end of the stick when it came to sickle cell. Like it's really then took me through some dark, some down the road, almost could have died in a coma for 16 days. Like priapism was out of this world. And these are the things that I had to go through trial and error, man. And through all of this, only thing the doctors was doing was just increasing. And I'm coming to them like, listen, this ain't working for me. Well, let's up it. And I'm like, at the time when you're in the pain, you're like, all right, if that's what you think is gonna help, you feel me? If that's what you think is gonna help. So we get in a routine. And I had to get it. I had to pump the brakes on myself because I realized that I would be waking up and the days where you cool, you wake up and you out and you handling your business, so you forget to take some medication and your body just doing a number. Like when you lose the medication out your system, it's a natural effect of withdrawals. So your body develop a thing where it's like, sir, I need that stuff. I need those drugs. So what happened with me was I knew that I wasn't one of the patients that just wanted to just let sickle cell have its way with me. So I had to fight against it. And I knew that opioids wasn't going to allow me to fight long term. I had to find something more natural that was going to help me. So when I was on the cannabis, but I've been on the cannabis since 12. When I was 12 years old, I was taking cannabis. But like I described, when I was taking it at that age, I was just smoking to get high because it was cool. The homies was doing it. But I always knew the way it made me feel was a special way. And I knew that wasn't just, for me to be high. So as I got older and I started to experiment more and do more research and start to understand that this plant is essential for pain and helping, chronic illnesses, we naturally have cannabinoids in our body. Our body is made up of cannabinoids. So it's like with opioids, if you forget to take it, your body's going to let you know, I don't have that drug in my body. I feel sick. But naturally with cannabis, you have cannabinoids in your body. So I don't smoke all day. My body ain't going to be like, bro, I need to smoke. You know what I mean? Like weed doesn't do that. It doesn't have a type of dependency that the opioids do. So man, when I started learning that, naturally, in a more type of medical speaking standpoint, that cannabis was more healthier than the opioids, it was a no-brainer. And I just stood with it 100%. And I had to go to my parents and everybody and let them know, like, this is what I do. Excuse the smell, excuse what you see and me burning. it skews all of that. But this is what it is, and this is what's helping me. So, and I kind of when I was able to explain to them more from a medical standpoint, they could understand me better, and they understood, the plant better, because everybody think that you got to smoke cannabis. You don't have to smoke it. It's
Right.
plenty ways to use it: topicals, tea, steep it, cooking. Like Hodge said, oil. CBD is something that you can get now at a health and wellness store, and I think that CBD is one of the most effective things of cannabis. People think it's THC. THC helps, but the CBD is the part that plays that's going to get the pain away from you, which is high in inflammation. So when you get on these things on a day-to-day basis and you get it in your system every day, like you do the opioids, you start to see the effects of it, and it really works. So that's why I stand on cannabis over prescription, and that's why that's where opioids came from.
Yeah, I love that passion. Because me and Jennifer speak about that as well. Is trying to eat better or live better. Period. Not just
Period. Live well. Absolutely.
live better. Period. All the way around, because we're attacked from all different angles,
Yeah.
from the
Absolutely.
weather, from the food, especially in our communities.
Yep.
Um, just from everything, we're being attacked. So we have to be on guard and be soldier ready
Right.
from every angle as well. From the food, we got a garden in the back. I always
Right.
about you because we got beets back there. I don't even like.
Right.
I don't
Oh, you need to use them. They'll
transfuse.
help you.
I don't even get
Try it.
transfusions, but we got some beet seeds in the back.
Listen, when we link up, I'm gonna make sure that everybody that's around us get a taste of that blood transfusion, because it's life changing. And people be like, "Oh, beets, beets, beets," but when you taste this, you're gonna be like, "What beets? Is beets in here for real?" It's that good, because you have so many elements of fruits and vegetables that you kind of miss the taste of what you naturally looking for in a beet, or naturally looking for in turmeric and stuff that you like. I don't want that, but it is actually really good and it's healthy for you
Yeah, we weren't raised that way, and like you said
at
earlier,
all.
parents don't really understand sickle cell like we think, like most people think that they should. So my mom is even still kind of adjusting to me kind of changing my lifestyle a little bit from the food. I've incorporated yoga and exercise since we've been quarantined, and so she's adjusting to me changing my lifestyle. And I remember asking her some years ago, because she is concerned, especially when I go against the doctor. So I asked her, I'm like, do you trust me with my own health? Because let me know. I'm not gonna do everything the doctor tell me to do.
Right, and you shouldn't.
Dr. Hodge or maybe my holistic doctor,
Right, right,
you
I
know.
mean, everything that they tell us, we have to research it and figure
facts.
out how it's gonna work for us, because sickle cell isn't a one size fits all disease, and
Right.
all of us are different, and what I can do, you may not be able to do, and
True.
vice versa. So it's a whole process of trial and error and trying to figure out what's best for your version.
Right. And that's why I be trying to, like, tell people about the natural herbs, because it really worked for me. Like, it really, I see the difference in my health, my skin, my energy, everything. And the thing is, you just got to start small. People think that they could just, full fledged go at it. It don't work like that. Like being a vegetarian, you can't just stop. You think you could just stop eating meat today and it's a wrap? You're a vegetarian, vegan. It don't work like that. So even still to this day, like I eat healthy, but there's days where I'm like, okay, I feel like I want this. But it ain't every day. And that's what we got to get
Right.
out of the habit of certain things you just can't have every day. And if you fall into the habit of eating healthy throughout the week, and then one day out of the week you
And
eat
then
how
you
you
can
want to,
treat yourself that one day.
it won't hurt. It will be more rewarding and fulfilling, and like and a cheat day, instead of like
Right.
you having to pay for it being in pain. Because
Right.
I don't know. I've had so many times, literally, I've seen it, where I've gone out with the homies, with the fellas, with the ladies, However, and just go out and eat crazy and come home at night and I'm just in pain, crazy pain, aching. Because when you go out to eat in restaurants, you gotta understand it's fast food. Everything's cooked at a fast rate and it ain't no love. And it's just whatever type of ingredients that you don't usually cook with at home. So all of that stuff is high in fat, high in salt, high in sugar. Every time you go out to eat, you can count on that. And with sickle cell, you can't have that type of stuff because it's going to create pain at nighttime, and that's where most of the pain crisis happen at nighttime when you settled in your rest and you fully rest, and the blood can't, travel like it needs to because you have fully sugar, fully salt in your bloodstreams, and it's not really, circulating how it's supposed to. So that's why the herbs, man, help a lot. But just take it easy with them and micro dose, and it would definitely work for you. You'll see a difference in your life.
Yeah, and cut back on the 10-piece wing and fries, right?
Yeah, yeah. And here's another thing: if you want the 10-piece wing and fry, cook it yourself. Get you an air fryer. The best thing I've invested in is an air fryer.
And that air fryer is the best thing since
I'm
sliced bread.
telling you, like you can still get your 10-piece wing on right in the air fryer. Got my fries. They gonna go in there after the wings. And look here, your best taste when your best taste do it. It's that.
Right. My niece made some flaming hot Cheeto chicken.
Oh man, I seen tutorials on that.
In the air
How
fryer.
was it?
It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. I thought it was just gonna be trash, but it wasn't bad.
That's what's up. It's kind of like a shake and bake Coke.
Kinda, yeah. Yeah. He put it in the air fryer. So
Black
yeah.
people, I'm telling you, boy, we could create some stuff, boy.
That's so funny. Between my air fryer and my instant pot, I'm like, that's how you know you're like an adult for real. You get excited about kitchen appliances.
Yeah. Be going and look for them stuff, buying them, and be happy about it.
Right, man, go
Get
it
the
store, right?
Yeah, got my juicer, got my blender. We in the kitchen with it. Yeah.
So, I want to go into your songs with messages of hope. We have a lot of songs in our history that bring us hope. Spotify has an entire Black empowerment playlist,
right?
And it goes to Mark what's going on, and Nina Simone and Billie Holiday's Strange Fruit. But there's also songs on there for inspiration and hope. I can't believe I'm drawing a blank, but there was a song produced by Quincy Jones, and it had every male artist you can think of in this song.
We Are the World?
We Are the World?
No, oh my God, it's not that one. It has Gerald Levert, Tevin Campbell. It's not.
I know which one you're talking about. I know which one you're talking about. But now, because we're trying to figure out the name.
Yeah.
And they did a performance at like
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So that song, it that came on when I was listening to this playlist. But anyway, let's talk about your songs of inspiration and hope. I wrote down a couple of them. I Want You to Succeed. I love that one.
Thank you.
And Back Against the Wall.
Yeah.
I love both of those because, like I said, it just motivates us and keep our heads high because it's just so much going on. Even if none of this right now was going on, it's going on those doors, but just from dealing with stress on an individual level, it just gives us so much inspiration and hope. So
thank you.
About those a little bit.
Absolutely. I'm gonna start off by saying, like I always tell people, like people with sickle cell, we fight in a double fight. What you see going on in the world from a regular human's perspective, that's just one thing that's going on in the world for them. Bro, we gotta fight with our bodies, with the sickness. We gotta fight with the healthcare system. We gotta fight with the world and the police and everything that's going on. So first of all, when I write songs of hope, it's always for me first. You know what I'm saying? Like I always have to find a balance to where I'm encouraging and motivating myself, because I rarely get that in a lot of rappers. Like today's music, like I get more of that from the gospel when I listen to the gospel songs, and you know what I'm saying, when I dig into the culture reggae, I get that inspiration. But as far as hip hop and rap, you don't really hear that no more. And so when I write, I kind of want to write to myself. And when I did I Want You to Succeed, it was me talking to me, but it kind of fit in to the hook started with me talking to myself, telling myself I want myself to succeed. And then I kind of like filled it in with, women, I want you to succeed, my sister, I want you to succeed, my brother, because I have brothers and sisters. So no matter what they say, man, you're gonna have people in your life that's gonna say plenty things, that's going to be contrary to what you believe and what you want to do and what your vision is for life. So no matter what they say, man, just know that there's always somebody, which is me, that wants you to succeed. And you got to know that there's people out there that's like that too. And you have people in your corner that want the best for you. You got to know that. And I started, when you get older, you understand that you don't have people calling you every day, checking on you, telling you they love you. I mean, I know I don't, but I know that my people still love me. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, it's just to encourage, myself and the people around me. And I want my people to succeed, man, because with sickle cell, we were pushed out into the world naturally without no choice, and we had to fight. We had to learn to we struggle. We had to learn to survive naturally at birth. Into a world that we did. It was crazy and madness going on. I was born in '87. It was crazy and madness going on in the world at that time. They was protesting and doing all that around that time. And here I come out pushed into the world, having to fight with sickle cell and whatever else is going on outside.
Right.
So when I sit down and think of these songs, and here's another thing. When I sit down and I write songs, I always look at my life. Then I look at what's going on outside, and then I kind of want to incorporate that. And then I always ask the Lord, like, give me these words to say to myself, to the people, what they need to hear. And that's what I always do since I've been a kid, man. I always, before I even write, I say, give me the words to say, because I know that I'm a vessel being used. I know that. And I know that I'm here for a purpose, and I'm living in my purpose.
I'll be down at 7 o'clock to change your band. Amen. I also hear that in your music too, your faith, and you talk about it a lot. And a lot of people are a lot of artists are you either gonna rap or you either gonna do Christian gospel.
Right. I battle with that a lot with people when I was coming up. I'm in my lane.
Right, and there are some crossover people like Lecrae, and I just another one, Sir the Baptist, I've been banging him lately.
Mm-hmm.
So there are a few artists that have that faith in their music and really talk about it from a universal standpoint.
Right.
Just a Christian or a Muslim or whatever Jewish, not just from a specific religion standpoint, but from a universal standpoint. So I love that you have.
I love that too. Well, thank you. I think it's important because we all just people, and every religion is what was casted upon us. We had to choose our faith. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, but before we had to choose our faith, we was a people. We're people. You know what I'm saying? So still, God is love, and that's point blank period. So if you got any type of love in you, Christ, love, God, it don't matter if you call him Allah, Buddha, it don't matter what you call him, God is God, and love is love. So I just be trying to make sure that people understand that I am a man of faith, and I never seen his face, and I don't know who he is, but I know that Jesus Christ died for my sins, and he arose on the third day, and that's what I believe.
All right. Yes. Amen. Jennifer, did you have any more questions before I told him my story?
Well, I was just gonna say that to piggyback off of what you said, I just like the fact that we can't just put you in a box. You know, not your music, not you. Like you represent something that has transcended just the four little walls that people try to pin people in.
Get
So
that.
I see that within you, and like I just honor that within you.
Thank you so much. It means a lot. Absolutely.
So I just found this absolutely bananas. Yesterday, I was invited to go boxing.
Word.
Yeah,
Tell me you was at Granite City.
I was. And I had on my Sickle Cell Awareness shirt, and Coach Lopez was like,
Yep, that's my dog.
"We can connect you." Yeah, my son's friend, my son's brother knows somebody. He's a big advocate. I said, "Well, what's his name? You know, I might know him. If I ain't
Right.
know him." So one of them was like, "Well, let me show you his page." And Coach Lopez was like, "Yeah, he's into eating well and just everything." That sounds like AR the Prophet.
Yeah.
That's him. So
Love.
he's talking. I say it's crazy because we got him on the show tomorrow, like of just all days. We got him on, and they showed me your brother's picture that's hanging on the wall. I had chills yesterday because it was just so crazy.
Surreal, right?
So we were supposed to go boxing to the boxing class after advocacy day earlier this year, but something happened, then the pandemic happened, and like I said, my friend just, "Hey, you want to come? It's a women's class, da 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 da." Okay, let's go.
That's what's up. Small world, man. That's why I love Atlanta, man.
Yeah.
I love Atlanta. I ain't gonna lie. That's
Yeah.
my second home, though. Know that.
Good. How is it working with Charlie Black?
Great. You know, it's organic. It's so crazy that it's so natural. We haven't never been in the same studio. Not one time.
Really?
Not one time.
That's crazy.
Yep. Not one time have we been in the same studio. Everything has been sent over airwaves, and man, you would never be able to tell. We put stuff together,
No,
and it'd be so organic, man. I love it.
Yes.
Well, I can't imagine if you guys are actually in the same studio.
I
Like
know, right?
it might explode. Like
I
I
know,
want to
right?
sit and watch.
I just want to
For
be a
real.
fly on the wall.
Yeah.
You know,
I
for
know.
that
It's
moment.
coming together, man. When everything clears up, man, we're gonna definitely get a lot of stuff back in order. Black Prophet 2, we already got a couple songs already for that, so we're
Yeah.
putting it together.
Because everybody's always like, "Who is that on you guys' intro? Like that song is so dope. Like everybody loves it."
Yeah, it's a nice song.
Is Smoke Session on Black Prophet too?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a nice song, ain't it?
It is.
Thank you. Yeah, that's Charlie, man. Charlie, he got an ear. You know, he hear it, and then he send it to me, and then I send it back. He
Nice.
like, magic.
Charlie has performed at a couple of our open mic events. So we love Charlie. We're gonna try to get him out again. Anytime he can come and help us out.
I seen that boy out there on the yacht living it up and out there in Florida. He out here in South Florida.
Yeah, he's
on
vacation.
Yeah.
I'm proud of him. So
absolutely, man. Me too.
So yeah, some female MCs on your track.
Right. What you saying? You spitting?
I can't freestyle, but I
you
write.
Right though. All right, well, we can make it happen. Let's do it.
Like, and let me get
Black
on
Prophet
with
too.
some ad libs.
Right.
All right. We can get you on that Black Prophet tour. If not, then we get you on that Cannabis Over Prescriptions too.
That'll work. Either one.
We putting it together, man. I'm nonstop with it because I gotta make sure our people is receiving the pain medicine, the real pain medicine, like we talking about today, the music, and I feel like when we're in the hospital, we want to hear songs that's gonna motivate us from a person that we know that's, you know what I'm saying, going
Right.
through the same, you know, like I know that
Like
he's
I
gonna
know this
feel
person
that
knows
more.
my
Yeah,
struggle.
Right.
yeah. So I just you know, try to stay focused and continue to put the message in the music and just keep doing it. I ask God to give me strength that I could stay healthy and keep doing it for us.
I just told my friend the other day, I was like, I think God is keeping me because I have more work to do.
Absolutely.
There's never no work to do in the sickle cell community. It's
Right.
always some work to do in the sickle cell community. And I've been keeping myself together. My last hospitalization was in December. Before that, it had been a whole year. So we're gonna push that even further this time.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
and
That's what's up.
so I'm my brain is always on go to
Mm-hmm.
and overload of things to do and ideas. Like we say, it's no days off, and I see that from you
No
too.
days off. True that. Yeah, but hey, it's all for the love and for the betterment of our people, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's not, and kudos to y'all, man, for this show. Do I look sick? You know what I'm saying? Like that's beautiful. Like, you know what I'm saying? Do I look sick?
Nope.
That's
Nope.
just exactly, and that's what people need to know. That's what people need to see because you know we got to keep on going. Whatever we're going through, facing with sickle cell, we get knocked down with a hospital visit, with a crisis. Like we get out, we're gonna keep on going. You know what I'm saying? Like it's never ending. So kudos, kudos to everybody fighting, everybody staying strong, everybody that wants better for their life.
Absolutely.
In the fight.
Thank you.
Thank y'all, man. I got to get one of them new designs that you got out there too. I was waiting to come to the conference and show love to everybody, man. I was coming with a little change in my pocket and all that. Yeah.
I still got some. I got you. We can get it out too.
Bet. All right. We'll link up with it after this.
Okay.
All right.
Well, before we thank our sponsors and all that, tell us where people can find your music, where they can follow you at.
I'm on Apple Music. I'm on Spotify. I'm on iTunes, YouTube, SoundCloud, anywhere, any type of streaming device, Tidal, anywhere on your anything you got on your phone to stream music. Just type in AR the Prophet, PROPHET, and you'll see me, man. And just give me a listen. Just give me a listen. I got a new album that's finished up. Everything's done. We just shot a video for it yesterday. So we just getting the video shot for the single, and we about to push that out. Downpour, 12 tracks. It's beautiful, man. It's the people, y'all gonna love it, man. I love it. It's actually one of my favorite projects in a long time, and worked on it with a good friend out here in Orlando with mine, Jake Stoley Productions, and it's that John B and Tupac. Are you still down for me?
Okay.
Okay then, yeah. Okay then, all right. Yeah, it's on that Alchemist and Prodigy type vibe.
Okay, let's find out.
Yeah. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited about that. He produced Rose Petals, so that's my new single that's out with the video. Y'all check that out. Video out on YouTube and singles out on iTunes, Apple Music. So the same person that produced the Rose Petals, he produced Downpour, the full album, and it's real nice.
Okay,
Can't wait
well,
for people to hear that.
we want to thank you so much for joining us. We want to take a moment to thank our sponsors.
Yes, let's thank Mr. Moore at the Apex Museum in downtown Atlanta. We need to see if they're open again so y'all can go and check that out. Then we'd like to thank Miss Tanya Robinson with the Kid Stop Daycare and Learning Center. And we also want to thank the Black Professionals Network. So again, thank you, AR. Let's show the people a shot of our shirts and how we coordinated that, or lack of coordination.
You know it.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, man,
And
y'all check out my music. It's everywhere.
Yes, definitely check out his music. YouTube. Want to see those
YouTube,
videos.
Spotify. Yeah, absolutely, man. I just did a new video. Oh, we're gonna be the Sickle Cell Consortium. The 5th annual Leadership Digital Summit is gonna be this week. So, I'll be presenting on a platform for Pride Prism for my men who have sickle cell. So tap
Okay.
in and definitely very informative information that can help our young men. So hopefully you don't have to go through what I went through. Like I said, not to run up any time, but I battled with Pride Prism. It was really bad for about 10 or 15 years, and I'm talking about it really bad. So I want to save, our young men from having to deal with what I deal with. And if you want any more information on that right now, you can go to YouTube/YBT Visions and check out my documentary, A Day in the Lifetime of Sickle Cell Soldier with Pride Prism Edition. And yeah, thank you so much, man. Thank y'all for having me.
Thanks for being here.
make sure
Do
y'all
I look sick?
follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at SCA365. All right, y'all. We'll see y'all later.
Gotta get out of here.
Peace and love.
Deadly combo. Deadly combo. Black Prophet. Charlie Black, AR the Prophet. AR the Prophet, Charlie Black, a deadly combination. Hold up, I don't think they heard me. I said, AR the Prophet, Charlie Black, a deadly combination. Hey yo, turn me up a little. We good. AR the Prophet, Charlie Black, a deadly combination. It's been long overdue, I know the streets been waiting. Which takes a lot of patience, cause you never rush great. This one's for the record, but going down history in the making. AR the Prophet, Charlie Black, a deadly combination. It's been long overdue, I know the streets been waiting. Which takes a lot of patience, cause you never rush great. This one's for the record, but going down history in the